Hello, my loves. This is Malayla with Love and Light Starseed Tarot. Welcome. Today I'm going to do a reading for Libra and their person. These are timeless messages, so whenever you click on the reading, it's meant for you. This is for Sun, Moon, or Rising in Libra. Angel Spirits, Guides, please show us what message wants to come through. What is the overall energy between these two, please? Seven of Wands. The Lovers and the Hierophant. We have Gemini energy. And the King of Swords. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Yeah, so I'm getting there's some high boundaries here. There's some strong boundaries. And there might be a choice. Either you're in a commitment or this person, is in a commitment, but there needs to be some communication. I'm getting that there's no communication right now. Possibly, you both are wanting to be in a commitment together, but this needs to be communicated. Maybe this person hasn't told you how they feel about you yet, or you're just needing that affirmation or communication at this time. What is your energy, please? The High Priestess, Pisces. The Fool and the Ten of Cups. Yeah, absolutely. You are being more intentional. You're setting up your life and you're setting up your days the way you want. You're very spiritual. Your frequency is high right now. I'm just getting that you're the creator of your life and you're the creator of your happily ever after and your future. You're the creator of your feelings and your energy. I'm getting that you're wanting to express yourself in a healthy, beautiful way. What is their energy? The Five of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, this person is feeling it because they were inconsistent. They're feeling left out in the cold. They're feeling sad, depressed. They could be having money issues. This person didn't play their cards right with you. This person acted irrationally. They thought they could play the game with you. And they found out. How do you see them? Four of Wands. Strength. Yeah. You see that they need strength and courage in order to have a happy family, happy life. Even, this, you could feel like this person is your twin flame. I have 11-11 vibes, but, they need the strength and courage to be happy, to choose happiness and choose stability. How do they see you? Page of Wands and the Three of Cups. So they possibly think that you are, going out, having fun, seeing friends. You could be wanting, just more action and fun and, vibrance in your life. You want to collaborate with other people that make you feel good. You want to have fun in your life. How do you feel about them? Yes. Whoa. Four of Pentacles. Wow, it's a lot, but I'm going to take them because, well, I'm going to note them. So we have the 4 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Swords. Yeah, I'm not going to take them all, but this person is feeling it. This person was greedy, holding back. You know, now they're getting their karma. They're getting everything back to them that they put out into the ethers. You know, they're being, you know, stuck in their head. They're overthinking, overanalyzing. They're overindulging. You know, they're trying to numb the pain. They're trying to numb out. Instead of dealing with the problem, they put a Band-Aid over a wound that needs to be, you know, taken care of or needs to be healed better. I'm going to get one more for this. Justice. Yeah, they need balance. Yeah, this person is all out of whack. This is Libra energy as well. You know, they could definitely be, you know, thinking about you a lot, or, you know, but this is, you know, this person needs to balance their chakras, unblock their chakras. They have a lot of blockages. How do they feel about you? Queen of Wands, Page of Cups. Wow, they're definitely daydreaming a lot about you. You know, they could be having, you know, prophetic dreams or, you know, vivid dreams about you and passion and lust. You know, I get this person is, you know, lustful. You know, and their sacral chakra is blocked. You know, they could be thinking a lot about passion and lust. What are your actions in the 3D? 5 of Wands. What are your actions in the 3D? The Hermit. You have Virgo energy. Yeah, so you're fighting for what you want. You're fighting for yourself. You're fighting for, you know, a deep soul connection. You're choosing light over shadow. You know, I'm just getting that, you know, you're prioritizing what you want over what other people want for you, right? There's no competition here. You know, when you're living authentically and doing what you want to do, there's no competition. You know, you want to tell your story, and you're not worrying about what other people say or do. It's no one else's life but yours. What are their actions in the 3D? 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Swords, yeah. Well, this person thinks they're going to be alone forever. They're having anxiety, you know, maybe they're having a hard time sleeping. But they overanalyze, you know, either them, you know, wanting to live a single life, or, you know, just that they're going to be alone. You know, so they're thinking heavily about this. What are your messages towards them? The Wheel of Fortune. 5 of Swords and Death Rebirth. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely need to balance the scales of karma. They need to take off the mask. Right? This person is stuck in their head. You know, they need to be more liberated and free from mental imprisonment or, you know, just their thoughts in general. Right? I'm just getting, this person is the narrator of their own life. So they're believing what they say, or they're believing what they hear. Right? Either someone's in their head, or it's themselves in their own head, speaking negatively, speaking badly. So they think they have to wear a mask, but that's only leading them to karma. This person needs to be more authentic in order to, and truthful in order to become free and liberated from themselves. What are their messages towards you? Six of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. I'm going to get one more. Yeah, King of Wands. I'm getting this person ran away because they couldn't give you what you deserve. You know, they couldn't be the person you wanted. They couldn't be, you know, mature enough. They couldn't, you know, stand on their own 2 feet. So they ran away. You know, I'm just hearing too, you know, make sure you're, you know, scheduling your time wisely. You know, prioritizing the things that you want, you know, so you can do all the things. You know, not allowing distractions to get in the way, or your phone or devices or media to get in the way, you know, from action. What is the outcome, please? 2 of Wands. Just saw 222 on the timer. 7 of Swords, 5 of Cups. Yeah. You know, I just get that you're waiting for your ships to come in. Because you're you know, being very strategic about your plans and keeping your cards close to yourself. Because of past setbacks or past, you know, mishaps. Like, you're not telling people your plans. You're being very strategic and holding back because you're not going to be feeling in lack or depressed any longer. Right? You've already done that. You've already been there, done that. You know, you're deciding that you're only letting in certain people and energies because you vibrate on a very specific frequency now. So you can't just let anyone in that doesn't jive with your frequency. It's very special and very high frequency. What is the advice, please? The World and 3 of Pentacles. Let me get one more. Whoop. 2 of Swords, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you're choosing to collaborate with new people, new positive people, right? People that want to shine their light. You know, you're starting a new cycle. You're not going to allow anyone to keep you stuck in your head. You know what you want, and you're moving forward towards it. You know that you need to take a break when you need to take a break for your mental stability, mental health, well-being in general, your health. You know, you're honoring your body. You're honoring your thoughts. Now, you're honoring what you want and moving towards, you know, positive people that you can actually collaborate with and grow with. I'm going to get messages of love for this connection. Let's see what message wants to come out for our amazing Libra. Forgiveness. Forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. Let me get one more. trust. It is safe to trust in this situation. I'm going to get a numerology card as well. Let's see what advice comes out here. 8888, personal power, material and spiritual abundance, wealth, resources, force, balance, confidence, material gain, epic romance. All that is good and pleasant in your life will multiply. Angels are sending the number to reassure you of the prosperity and well-being ahead. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. If you affirm this message, type 8888 in the messages. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.